average anglers. 14th of August 2021. We're at Landsend fishery on peg 55, which is like a little corner peg, as you can see. Quite sheltered, quite in the shade here. The rest of the lake is in lovely sunshine there, and in this little bay here it's in the shade. But they've got a lovely little bay that runs across. I could probably reach that if that far bank if I got another section out of my pole, but when I've tried to go over there it's quite snaggy, and that point around there is quite snaggy, so I've got to be careful. And I've been tipped off that if I fish just past this clump of reeds, that's a good spot, so that's one of the lines I've set up. I've set up with the same rig as that, just out here in the open water, because I've got an empty peg to my right, a couple of empty pegs to my right actually. So I'm just going to dump bait in there and just leave that, just like a throwaway line. I'm not worried. It's so shallow here, I'll be able to see them stirring the bottom up if they're there. And I've also been tipped off that fishing into this margin along here can be quite productive, so I should be doing that as well. I've got rigs wise, I've got a slapping rig, straight mugging rig. I've got a very, you can see it on the top of the float there. There's a float there. Don't know if you can even pick it up on the camera anyway, but I've got this rig's a slapping rig, this rig's an on the deck rig for behind the bushes and in the open water. This is an on the deck rig for down the margins, cupping kit, and then I've got 3 spare top kits. You can see the spare because they've not been opened up, so they're just there in case I need another top kit, in case I need to put a new rig out and try something different. It's a bit windy. I'm filming on the phone at the moment, which tends to be not too bad at picking with wind noise, but I don't know how it's coming out. And I'm trying something new with my chest cam today, so we're either going to get a much better sound or even worse sound. As I've had a bit of feedback from a lot of regular viewers that the sound's not been brilliant. So there you are. The last video I uploaded, or one of the last videos I uploaded, was it's had the right way in, so we're testing that out. I have actually used it once already and found it very good, but I didn't film that because it was just a little 4-man knock up on an evening match. I didn't feel like it was worth filming because it was basically pleasure fishing. But it did really well. I ended up with 5 nets because it was £50 net limit. I weighed 149 pound, and obviously had some silvers and stuff, so I used 5 nets in the end, and I didn't go over on any nets, and that's really close to what I'd guessed were in them with the right way. So that's first feedback on that right way. At the moment it's doing all right. See how it does today. You can just see a carp just in this water here now, just cruising. There's been a few. Might try and mug in a few to start with. It turns out that my margin rig there, I can fish top kit and 1 just here, so I might start on hard pellet top kit and 1 for the first few minutes and not feed anything and just see what other people do. Lots of regulars. I can literally either side of me, opposite me Russ there, and then next to me down here is Rod. Both of these guys fish this place regularly. So flask's just gone in. Luckily it floats. Should we see what it weighs on the right way? Oh, see that, guys? 4-pounder. What a total donut. So you can see, as you can see, my keep nets are not in yet because just about 15 minutes before the start. Sorry about that ruckus. About 15 minutes before the start. You have to put your nets in just before the start here. So people are just starting to put the nets in now. So what I was trying to say was Ross and Rod are regulars. They know how to fish this place. So if I keep an eye on what they're doing, they'll give me an idea as to whether I'm doing the right thing. So I'm rambling on too much. Guys, 5 or 10 minutes in. There's nothing except start short just in front of me. Throwing some bait around me float, not very well there, but throwing some bait around me float. It's a very positive rig. It's actually a margin rig really. It's got a 2.5mm tip on it. It's from the Drennan crystal margin. I start with an expander on the hook. First put I've had a roach, second put I've had a roach, then I've had a skimmer, and I've had a crucian and just had an F1. You know, really not the sort of fish I'm targeting, but I know that they're in here. I know that they're in here. I'm feeding, you can see I'm feeding 6mm, hard 6mm, and I've got an expander on the hook for now. I could put a hard 6mm on the hook if I feel like I feel like it's an advantage to do so. But I think like if there was carp there, they'd just come and muscle the. Oh god, that was rubbish. If there's carp there, they'd just come and muscle the fish out. And so that, that's my theory. But I can try later on if I can't get a bite. I might give it 5 minutes, put a little band on the hook, and just see whether or not a hard pellet is better. Just missed that bite there. Obviously, I'm not really trying to catch these small fish. This rig's a bit cumbersome for them. It's just a bulk and a very thick tip. So the reason is I'm just trying to catch carp. At the moment, I'm getting bitted out. So that's where we are. I've not seen anybody catch a carp from the people that I can see. I've heard some chat that I think somebody on the other side might have hooked one. I don't know if he landed it or not. But there we are. So that's where we're up to. I'll get back to you. Whoops. Hoping to catch you a little tiddler on the screen there. Right guys, I'm not sure how far into the match we are, at least half an hour, 45 minutes. And I've been fishing behind that clump of reeds that everybody told me to fish behind. And I've been catching roach and roach and roach, putting a hard pellet in and fishing expander and hard pellet over the top, just kept catching roach and roach and roach. So I decided I'm going to put some micro in and see what turns up. So I put some micro in, and I hooked a small F1. So I thought, well, that'll be better. We'll keep catching them F1s and we'll see what happens. And then next one, I've caught this, which at the moment seems like it might be a foul-hooked fish. Some description. It was, I think it might be foul-hooked or wrapped up. This might be a foul hooker, Russ. Foul hooker, I think. Yeah. Still a better fish, like, but foul hooker. I'm hoping I can get him out now. I think that fish just swam around that lily, didn't go through it, and then the elastic got stuck in it. I was still stuck in them reeds when he was in the middle of the lake. Well, I was when I was fishing short, not so much long. He's not happy, this boyo's not happy. Just taking my time with him because I'd like to get this carp in the net. It'd be nice to have a carp in the net even though I foul hooked him. There we are, just putting it underneath him and let him pull him back over it. Nice little small carp. Most of the detritus from the bottom of the lake attached to him. See where he's up to? Yeah, right there. Let's just see what he weighs on there. I know what to click. According to my scales, he's 4. Scales say 4.5, but I know that they're half a pound over with my net. It's wet as well, so definitely only going to go 4. We've had a few more small fish from behind that reed bed out there. I was thinking it's never going to happen for the big fish. I'm definitely putting the micros in as I hooked, and this boy is coming. I've hooked him and he doesn't even seem to know that he's hooked. You ever see anything like that? Just got that back here, but it's never took, I only took more than 6 inches of elastic out all the way back. Just wallowed. Thought it was a bream or something. I'll take a few of them if they want to come in like that. In the gob as well. Yeah. Just nicked in the lip he was. 55. He woke up there. That fish was strange, it didn't want to fight at all. I looked at it, it just sort of, I could feel the weight of it and I thought, there's no fighting. I thought, perhaps it's a bream. Perhaps there's a big bream in here or something, no, a 5 or 6 pound bream or something. But I turned the cameras on to show me what I thought was going to be a bream. And then just as I got the cameras rolling, it came to the top. I could see straight away that it was a carp and I was like, wow, don't understand that. But there we are, so that's what so we've swapped from the hard pellet to these and that's seemed to have really switched the, and then we're still fishing expander and it seems to have been like flicking a switch. There's fish there now. I'm just feeding a cupful after 2 or 3 fish, small ones normally. That's the best fit. That's by far the best fish I've had so far. I've just been catching little crucians and little F1s, like very little, and then I'm badly at the moment pinging bait over to the right hand side there, in between ships. That the idea being to maybe go and have a little slap over there in a bit, because it's nice and sunny there, you see. Although there are carp obviously coming into this spot. What I'm doing is just drop, because it's so shallow, you ain't got to feed a ball of pellets or anything, you can just dink it in. Just sort of dip the cup under the water. And they all come out, and then just lay the expander over the top, like old school micro and expander fishing, to catch everything, because there's just so many sort of F1s and crucians in here. There's a few people catching carp or hooking carp. I think Russ is doing quite well on our lake at the moment, opposite me, but he's losing a few, and he's fishing right up the far bank. I could put in a section I've got that far bank, but it might be something I'll leave for later when it's harder. So I feel like if that's a good spot of the swim, I should leave it. Same as my margin, if it's a good spot of the swim, let it, you know, save it till I need it, rather than just slay it at the start of the match and then struggle. There's a little indication there'd be small fish. Oh, yeah, so there we are, I just caught one on the camera. Oh, pulled out of him. I think he might have been up foul up. So I've got loads of, I've got a tangle as well now. Seem to be getting tangled a lot today. It's because I've had to position my rollers in a funny place, because got the otter net behind me. Makes life hard. So I don't know if you guys are getting good sound off this today. Hoping you are. I'm using the larger expanders, which are like a 6mm. Use the 6mm dead shit ones. My pellets never came out. Look at that. I thought they were out, but they obviously haven't come out. Just going to feed that line over to me right. Just 1 pouch this time because the wind's making life hard. The accuracy. It's better. And then just shipping out. Interesting having the bite over where I just caught that big carp from, even though I hadn't topped up with a feed. I thought I'd topped up with a feed, but I hadn't topped up with a feed. I can see it, I saw it go in that time. Nice little green cloud going down in the water, so it's nice and visible. I'm just fishing out there. I don't know if the tripod cam's picking it up out there. I'm not sure what the tripod cam's picking up. It's a bit weird with the lighting today because I'm in a lot of shadow, and then there's a lot of really bright light. I'm not sure the cameras can cope with it, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of footage you get. And I'm sorry if the shadows are really, really dark. It's just the limitations of video. It's not as good as human eyes at compensating for these things. There's a big lump in, there's a big fish in the swim, definitely. He's just spooked off the, big fish just come to have a look at There's a couple of big fish about now. Oh, look here, little something. There's a couple of fish just cruising. I think they've been cruising around the point of that island, and then they're coming in right over where the feed is. And I wonder if the smell of the feed's getting their attention. This is what I've been catching, guys. Now you have to net all of these here. You can't scoop, you can't swing them. They're newly stocked fish. I think I've had a video here already once. There's a couple of fish now out. I'm going to pick up my slapping rig and see if I can nick one. He's hooked to the net, that's not nice. There we are, so little cruisy, little cruises. Nice little fish. They count as your silverfish weight. Caught a few fish. What we got here, this is something a bit better by the feel of it. Maybe those carp that were cruising through, one of them's gone down over them micros. And just nabbed my, it's definitely not one of the tiny ones. Maybe one's gone down and nabbed that expander. The expander definitely is working better than the hard pellet today. Yeah, this is another proper one. This will be nice if I can get him in. But you can see what I'm saying, they're not pulling. Russ opposite me's hooked quite a few carp today, and they've just blasted off into the snag. Some carp have just been coming in like this. Don't really know what to do with themselves. It's just bizarre. You can't get your head around it, can you? Just walking them in. Bizarre. So there's another one. So definitely up in the, they want some feed. They want some softened micros, which is obviously drawing them down. And the beauty of this place is so many small fish that the small fish seem to be cleaning it out. So you ain't got to worry, you can just keep going and going, and then make sure you keep going in and out every few chucks. There's a big tree above my head. Makes it very hard for me to spin this round and see. I'm going to give him 5. Alright guys, so I've passed 2, like 2.5 hours to go fishing till 5 today. I'm now on about £24 a carp. Russ opposite me is probably on 70 to 80 or maybe even more. He's claiming he's not catching, but he is. I'm watching him. Not so long ago I felt like I was £20 off the pace, but now I feel like I'm £50 off the pace. Everybody down my side's struggling. There are signs of some fish moving in the margins, and some people swim, some people are feeding their margins and trying to catch in their margins. So I've just put a bit of bait into my margin, to my right, just to see if I can make something happen the next hour or so. I've stopped feeding them the pellets out into the open water to fish shallow because it's just, it's now covered in shade, that area. I just feel like it's not a shallow day today. To be struggling to see me float at the moment, the light's changed. I've given this line a rest that I'm on now, but I've just gone back over it. This is my second pot. First pot I had a cruising, and there's loads and loads and loads of indications. It's small fish. So when I did have a run of carp off this spot, it went, the indications slowed. And then it was just bang, bite, fish on. So when I'm getting loads of indications, I know there's probably not a better fish there. Literally up and down like a yo-yo at the moment. I don't know what I'm going to I need to do something to try and get back into this match now. So I might plumb up against this long margin to my left and see if I can fish it up against that somewhere. And just try this margin to my right a bit more and just see if I can have a good last couple of hours in the margins and pull something back. Oh, that's a better fish. Just got to try and keep him away from going around that edge. It might be it might be a smaller fish foul locked, or it might be a better fish. So he puts a spanner in the works because he's catching better fish there to bait. And you don't mind just sticking over. This looks like it could be like a bear F1 or something. Little carp, a little carp. Small carp, this one. There we are, nice little mirror. Just like to see what my scales say he weighs. £2. I wouldn't have given him £2, but they have. So scales have, so that's what we're going to give him. My margin to my right is very, very shallow, so if there's something, if fish start coming in there, I'll see them. I'll see signs of them. It's quite shallow. Catching with my expand over micros. I bought the micros as like a last resort bait. I was hoping to fish with hard pellets, but I haven't really been able to catch over hard pellets much today. The micros have definitely been a nice little addition. The problem is I've only really got a pint of them. I'd like to be feeding them everywhere really now, knowing what I know, but in the moment, if this doesn't produce any more better fish, this line, then I shall definitely go up the bank there with a bit of micro. Seems to be working well. Right guys, we've got just over an hour to go. I've got £33 on the clicker, the carp. I suspect there's a couple of people that have got over 100 now, so I'm miles and miles behind. I've just had a fish from down in the right hand margin and missed one. So I'm just top that up and settling that down. But I've also just fed against the bank across in front of me. Just sort of to the left of where I've been fishing all day. Catching the bits and bobs. I've gone over the big pot about 20 minutes ago. And fed it. And I'm just going over there to see. I put some ground bait in, some hard pellets in, some micros in. Can't seem to get the rig to go in properly at the moment. It's getting stuck on the leaf. I suspect I'll probably hook a few small fish over here. I think I'll hook something. Don't feel that small though. Might be a small fish in a snag. Might be a nice fish in a snag, I can't tell. I think it's a small fish in a snag. Yeah, small fish and a snag. Stick fish. Stick fish. Don't see them very often. Thank you for the day. So, thinking to myself there, so I forgot I was on camera. So I'm just topping that back up again. So we had that out. I suspected there'd be some small fish over there. It tells me there's not any large fish present. But I'll have another couple of goes and then we'll go back up down this right hand margin and we can go from there and see if we can't hook another, £20 of fish before the match is finished. Would be nice. £100 would be nice, but it's not going to happen. But it would be nice. So it's about a float's length shallower, tight in there where I've just fed, than it is behind the clump of reeds I've been fishing behind all day. It's not a great deal shallower, but it's tightish to the bank there. Ground bait's gone, load of bait's gone in, ground bait, pellet, hard pellets, micros, big cup full, about 20 minutes ago, maybe 15 minutes ago, and then I've had a look down the margin, had a carp, lost one. So I've topped it back up now, I lost one. Missed one, should I say. Missed what was blatantly a carp bite and spooked the whole lot. Dragging that bush out the swim is probably not going to help it. Not really going that well at the moment, is it? It's quite quiet and slow. But then nobody's, my side's bagged up. I'm freezing here. Russ over there, he's like late in the sunshine. He's got sunburn and everything. I'm like shivering. This corner's just been cold all day. Can't believe, I can see why the carp perhaps wouldn't want to come into it. I'm hoping that margin to my right had a bit of sun today at some point. Maybe that'll go. Right, looking at the other two, what's your Tritus over there? So I'm going to look down this right hand margin. I can see this fish in there. See if we can have one. So we've got the margin rig set up from this morning. But the only difference is I've put a tiny little cup on the top, just to try to hone the fish into where my hook bait is. Because I fed it with lots of ground bait. It's probably had, in the last hour and a half, it's probably had like 6 cups of ground bait and hard pellets and micro pellets mixed in, mostly ground bait with little handfuls of that. So what I do with that little pinch of micros in the pot is it just gives the fish a reason to find my hook bait. So just let the float settle and then I'll just do literally plop the pellets on top of the float and just sail it all down and wait. I get an indication already actually. Another one. Oh, really quickly. That was good. I don't know whether it was a liner or a proper bite or one of our Crucian friends. I'm going to drop this straight back into the same spot. I don't feel like I need to feed it again. Didn't hook anything, so I feel like I've spooked anything. It's dancing around again, which makes me think it's probably a small fish. Looked. New fish down in this little spot down here now. That's definitely spooked or stirred it all up. So back in with some bait. That was a double, that one. There was a lot of water heated. He or she. Heck of a lot of water was moved by that fish. So we set up again now. We've just dropped it in the edge here. Fish right in where the bait is now. Just another one. Well, we're all finished, guys. £33 on the clicker. In the carp net and whatever the silvers are, which will probably be £5, £6 silvers. Definitely not going to be framing or worrying any of the framers today, but I thought we'll weigh in anyway, because it's the first time we've used the weighing device. Forgot the name of it now. The right way, that's it, the right way. The right way on the. It's the first time we've used that with a landing net. So I've clicked 33 with it. We'll see what the carp weigh. Obviously the total weight will be different because I've not clicked or weighed the little tiny fish, just chucked them into the silvers net. So, well, I will definitely weigh more than 33 because those little ones will bump us up. But I was just interested to see what the carp net is, and I'll let you know at the end.